what was your reaction to Kyle Shanahan leaving?
Well, I was disappointed that Kyle left because I thought he did a good job, and obviously, I'd like to have continuity on the offensive side of the ball, but it's not something we've had for a while, and I'm sure that whoever Coach Pettine is able to hire, as we're going to expect moving forward, is we're going to have a lot of continuity and a lot of success on offense.
Obviously, you were excited after the season finale about Jimmy Haslam saying that Mike Pettit and Ray Farmer would be back. Is some of that enthusiasm spoiled by this?
Maybe a small amount, but I think the most important thing is keeping the same head coach and the same GM, because that's not something we've had for a long time. And obviously, we wish we had some continuity on the offensive side of the ball, but it wasn't meant to be this year, and that's okay, because whoever Coach Pettine is going to bring in here, I'm excited to learn what his offense is, and judging by the last hires that Coach Pettine has made, we're going to get an excellent offensive coordinator.
I know you've been through a lot with the Browns over the years, and it seemed like things were really good. So how surprised, though, were you when that came out that he would not be back?
Yeah, I was surprised, but it's the NFL. I mean, those are the sort of things that happen every single year to most of the teams in the NFL, and it's just the way the business works. Guys are going to move and take promotions when you do well, and if you do poorly, then people get fired, and that's the nature of the business. It's usually 2 to 4 years, and new coaches are moving through. So if you play in the NFL any length of time, you're going to have things like that happen.
Were you given any explanation why you decided to resign?
No, and they don't need to give me any explanation. Whatever reason it's his own reason, and that's just the way it is.
You haven't heard from Kyle at all, or have
No,
you?
I haven't talked to him since. I'm sure we'll catch up down the road, but the only thing I could listen to is the things that were written in the paper, and the things that were on ESPN, and it is what it is.
He said he apologized for how the organization had been portrayed in that, especially last week. Was it really that bad behind the scenes?
Didn't seem like it. I mean, I didn't sense any trouble or anything like that. Like I mentioned, I was surprised that he left, because by all accounts, it seemed like everyone was really looking forward to next year and building on the things that we've done this year. But hey, it's the nature of the business. You got to be ready to make a change when something happens, and that's what we're going to do.
You said you read the story, so you obviously know about the text, the legend of the text, or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that a topic among players toward the end of the season?
No, actually, I'd never heard of it before,
Okay.
and I still don't even. I'm not even really clear what was going on, because last time I checked, when I was on the sideline, my coaches weren't looking at their phones, checking their text messages. So I guess I'm not really sure what all that means, and I'd never heard of it before. It's kind of a surprise. Like I said, I didn't see the head coach checking his phone during the game at all. So I don't know where that one comes from.
Pettine, after the season, obviously met with us, and he called the quarterback situation muddy at best. Do you worry about that in general, and also the team's ability to get a real quality offensive coordinator in here, knowing that?
Well, first of all, I've learned not to worry about personnel moves or what any team lacks or coaching or anything like that, because those are things that are out of my control. So I don't worry about it. Certainly, I'd like to see us find a quarterback that is going to be here for 10 to 12 years and lead us to multiple Super Bowls. And I think everyone knows it's the most important position on any football team. So certainly I want some clarity at that position, but I don't worry about it. It doesn't keep me up at night.
All right, last question, guys.
You talked about how Shanahan's system was so unique. Are you in for a radical change pretty much no matter what? Is that what you're expecting schematically?
Well, I don't expect to be in the same scheme, because there's not that many coaches out there that run that type of wide zone play action pass scheme. But there is other coaches. We don't have to look very far. We looked on the division in Baltimore, and they ran the exact same scheme that we did. So it's not like nobody else runs it. But I would be expecting us to move back to more of a traditional NFL style, just because that's what most of the coordinators are in the NFL. But my guess is not based on any intimate knowledge. It's just a guess based on the probability of the offenses that available coordinators run.
Hey, Joe, and lastly, I know I asked you if I get one more question, and just about last night's game. Great Big Ten player yourself. Talk
Yeah.
about how it is for the Big Ten and your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, well, it was awesome. I unfortunately went to bed before it was all over, just hoping that the outcome wouldn't change. But it was great to see the Big Ten do as well as they did in this bowl season, and then obviously to win the national title in the first ever playoff type system. So I think the people in the Midwest and in the Big Ten get sick of hearing about the SEC and the Pac-12, especially when you play in the NFL, and a great majority of your teammates are from the SEC and the Pac-12. So it was good for the Big Ten to kind of get theirs and march through the bowl season a little bit this year.
Did you see anybody jump out at you as future NFL players last year? How many?
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. I was impressed by Ohio State's offensive line. I think they got a good offensive line.
Thanks, Joe.